Hello to the Renegade. 45, deep respect. I'm almost that deep. Happy 22nd, August 22nd. I'm coming in under the wire. Marguerite here. Hi. Super stoked to be asked to join your show and your birthday wishes today. I hope you have been celebrating all day and love that you love such a breadth of movies that you love both The Mighty Ducks and Queen of the Damned, two very different movies but near and dear to my heart. Definitely a sporty chick, but also got down with the vampires at a certain point in my life. So glad you're sharing your loves with the world through your channel, and hope that this next year brings you a lot of what you're looking for in life. So lots of love, JJ, and report back on how 45 goes. I'd love to know. I'm coming up quick. Take care.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today is the last day we're going to take a look at a non-specific film from my childhood as we take a look at 1989's Nintendo advertisement movie, for lack of a better term, The Wizard, starring Fred Savage, Luke Edwards, Jenny Lewis, Christian Slater, Beau Bridges, and Lee Ehrenberg. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today is the final non-themed film for the month, movie from my childhood, The Wizard. And I say that because starting tomorrow through the end of the month, we're going to take a look at the Muppet movies. I don't want to get too far ahead of us, but considering all those films are themed, this is the last one that's just kind of like a random hodgepodge film from my childhood that I thought that I would discuss with you guys. And at its core, it's essentially an advertisement for Nintendo, the Power Glove, and Super Mario Bros. 3. We'll get to all that in a minute, though, because there's also a very heartwarming story at its core of the 90-minute commercial. So let's get into it here, shall we? Now, as our movie opens, we meet Jimmy Woods, a young boy who appears to be a bit shy, maybe even special needs, who is prone to wandering away from home just randomly. He also can always be found carrying a yellow lunchbox and generally repeating the word California. Now, this yellow lunchbox, I want you guys to think of it like Linus from Peanuts and his blanket. Like, this kid doesn't go anywhere without this lunchbox. So keep that in mind throughout the course of the story, because when we get to the reveal as to what the box is, it makes it that much more meaningful. So this yellow lunchbox is basically the equivalent of Linus's blanket from the Peanuts cartoons. Now, Jimmy lives with his mother, Christine, and his stepfather, Mr. Bateman, while his older half-brothers, Nick and Corey, live with their father, Sam. Now, exasperated by Jimmy's behavior, Christine and Mr. Bateman are ready to have Jimmy committed to an institution. Unwilling to allow that to happen, Corey sneaks Jimmy out, and they begin to travel on foot to Los Angeles because of how Jimmy is always saying California. So Christine and Mr. Bateman hire Mr. Putnam, a greedy bounty hunter, to find Jimmy, while Nick and Sam resolve to bring the boys back on their own. Corey and Jimmy end up making their way to a bus station where they meet Haley Brooks, a teenage girl on her way home to Reno, Nevada. When they discover that Jimmy has an innate skill for playing video games, Haley tells Corey about Video Armageddon, a video game tournament that's to be held at Universal Studios Hollywood, with a grand prize of $50,000. Corey sees the tournament as an opportunity to avert Jimmy's institutionalization by showcasing his talents. Haley agrees to help Jimmy get to the tournament in return for a share of the winnings. So the trio hitchhike cross country, using Jimmy's skills to make bets on games. They eventually encounter Lucas Barton, a popular but snobbish gamer who demonstrates his ability to play Rad Racer with the Power Glove. And Lucas informs Haley that he is also entered into the Video Armageddon tournament. Now, as Haley begins to bond more with Corey and Jimmy, we begin to learn a little bit more about why Jimmy is the way he is. It turns out that Jimmy is basically suffering from PTSD after his twin sister, Jennifer, drowned 2 years prior. Jennifer's death resulted in Sam and Christine's divorce, as well as the split in the family. And the yellow lunchbox that Jimmy carries contains pictures of Jennifer. So his security blanket that he never leaves without is basically his connection to his deceased twin sister. The trio eventually arrive in Reno, gaining more money with help from Haley's trucker friend, Spanky, whom Haley coaches to success at a casino craps table. Jimmy begins training on arcade machines with help from the Nintendo Power line, but Putnam moves in to capture the trio, but they are able to escape Putnam's grasp and head to Haley's trailer, where she reveals that she wants her share of the prize money in order to help her father buy a proper house. Putnam is able to find Haley's trailer and captures Jimmy, but Haley is able to summon several truckers who barricade Putnam, assault him, and rescue Jimmy. Spanky then drives the children to the tournament where Jimmy enters and becomes a finalist after playing Ninja Gaiden. In between rounds, Putnam makes another unsuccessful attempt to apprehend the children, and Jimmy, Lucas, and a third finalist compete in the tournament's final round, where they have 10 minutes to score as many points as they can in a brand new game that has yet to debut in the United States, Super Mario Bros. 3. Jimmy, thanks to finding the secret warp, is able to win the tournament at the very last minute, earning the prize money, as Corey, Haley, the rest of the family, and even Putnam cheers him on. As the entire family begins to head home, accompanied by Haley, Jimmy spots the Cabazon dinosaurs and becomes restless, causing them to pull over and stop. They follow Jimmy inside, where Corey finds Jimmy looking at the photos in the lunchbox with Jennifer, one of which was taken at the tourist destination. The family then finally realizes that all Jimmy wanted was some closure in a place where Jennifer was happy. Jimmy leaves his lunchbox inside of the dinosaur, and the family happily resumes their trip back home. Now, like I said, this film was essentially a 90-minute commercial for Nintendo. The Nintendo Power line, the Nintendo Power magazine, the Power Glove, Super Mario's 3, a bunch of the video games, Ninja Gaiden, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the video game. They even have an original Nintendo system that gets used a few times within the course of the movie. It was essentially a 90-minute commercial for Nintendo. But once you get past all that and you start to get a little bit deeper, there's a really sweet story here about a fractured family and a young boy trying to cope with devastation at the loss of his twin, and trying to grieve and trying to move past it and trying to get closure, and nobody can figure out what he wants, what he needs, because he's so young, he can't just verbalize what it is. If he was Corey's age or Nick's age, he'd probably be able to better articulate what it is that he needs. But you got to figure Jimmy is under 10, like he's probably 7 or 8 years old. So he doesn't have those skills to articulate. And then he's already in the process of shutting down as well because of the tragedy, because of the PTSD, essentially. This is such a great movie, and I feel like it gets glossed over because it is essentially a 90-minute Nintendo commercial. With a little bit of an advertisement for Universal, because that's where the big tournament takes place, is at Universal Studios Hollywood. You see Woody Woodpecker roaming around. You see Frankenstein, the Wolfman, etc. The King Kong attraction, which unfortunately burned when Universal had that fire a few years back. But, people think about this movie and they think about that. The Nintendo commercial, the mini Universal commercial. They don't think about the depth and the story that's being told here. And I think that's a travesty because it's a really good story. Not good enough for me to give it 5 stars. I do love this movie. When it comes to my rating, though, I am going to give it pretty high marks. I'm only going to take a 1/2 star off because of the essential advertisement. But I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 because I feel like this movie is that strong of a story. And I highly encourage those of you, even if you've seen this film before, give this film another watch. Get past the advertisement part of it and really focus on the story here of the splintered family. The fact that Sam and Christine got divorced because of Jimmy's deterioration and Jennifer's death. And how that probably partially leads to Jimmy being the way he is. He just wants to bring the family back together. Such a good story. 4.5 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of those of you out there that have seen The Wizard? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do, when you get out there on social media, let's make sure we get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. It's summertime still. You still got plenty of time for those barbecues, pool parties, beach bonfires. Go to the Teespring store, get yourself a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade JJ Williams or Meachamania. Either one is the perfect accessory for those hot summer days and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content, my daily videos? If so, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, everybody, I'm still not monetized yet, still trying to get my viewership hours up. So the only way I'm going to make a few bucks right now on this venture is if you guys out there go to that PayPal link and send me a few bucks as a donation. If you don't want to send me any money, that's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Keep in mind, like I've said every day this month, it's my birthday month. August 22nd is my birthday. Go to that Linktree link, click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list, select a movie. I'm constantly adding titles, updating. When it comes in the mail, I'll open it up on Renegade Recap live, just like I always do, and I'll give you guys a thank you and a shout out. And likewise, when I work it into one of my theme months, sit down, get to watch it, review it, and give you guys another shout out. And I will show you guys all the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews as we take a look at the first in a line of most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational movies, 1979's The Muppet Movie, starring Charles Durning, Austin Pendleton, Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, Dave Goelz, Carol Spinney, Dom DeLuise, James Coburn, Madeline Kahn, Telly Savalas, Milton Berle, Bob Hope, Richard Pryor, Steve Martin, Mel Brooks, Cloris Leachman, Orson Welles, and then their final motion picture appearance, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow. Right back here on a brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when I talk about something very near and dear to my heart, the Muppets and the Muppet Movie. We're going to take a look at all of the theatrical Muppet films except for Muppet Christmas Carol, as we'll get to that in December when we do our month of Christmas films. But the Muppet Movie, Great Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan, Muppet Treasure Island, Muppets from Space, The Muppets, and Muppets Most Wanted. A whole week of Muppet movies to round out the month. It's going to be good, at least for me. I hope you guys enjoy the Muppets, because if you don't, then you're going to probably be bored for this next week. To all my loyal fans and viewers, tune in on a regular basis. Join me. Enjoy the premiere. Leave your thoughts and comments over here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you. All my loyal fans and viewers out there, tune in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a daily basis, show me support and love. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.